Most people mistake motion for progress. They move quickly, they move loudly. But movement alone means very little. The world has always belonged to those who understand stillness. The ones who can wait. The ones who can watch. Power rarely announces itself. It prefers distance, silence, time. Many chase what shines. Very few question why it shines at all. Ambition is easy to recognize. It is loud, impatient, predictable. True influence is quieter. It operates where attention does not. Every decision leaves a shadow behind it. Some people never notice. Others spend their entire lives trying to outrun it. But nothing truly disappears. Not choices, not intentions, not patterns. Time remembers everything, even when people do not. Eventually the noise fades, the lights dim, the movement slows. And what remains is the truth that was always there, waiting. Cities are strange organisms. They breathe, they listen. They remember things their citizens would rather forget. Every street holds a conversation that never finished. Every window reflects a version of someone who once stood there, believing they understood the moment. Most of them were wrong. A city is not built from concrete. It is built from decisions. Small ones, quiet ones. The kind people convince themselves will never matter. But every system is shaped by accumulation. A whisper here, a lie there, a favor owed, a door left slightly open. Eventually, the pattern reveals itself. Not to everyone, just to those who bother to look long enough. And patience is a rare skill. People want answers immediately. They want certainty. They want reassurance. But the truth rarely arrives quickly. Truth prefers patience. It prefers observation. It prefers those willing to sit with uncertainty. Control is often misunderstood. Most imagine it requires force, pressure, dominance. In reality, control is much simpler. You remove urgency. You remove emotion. You remove the need to react. Once those things disappear, clarity appears. And clarity is dangerous, because once someone sees clearly, they cannot pretend anymore. Most people spend their lives protecting illusions. Illusions about themselves, illusions about the world, illusions about who is really in charge. But illusions decay. They always have. They always will. The moment someone begins asking the right questions, the entire structure begins to tremble. Some call that chaos. Others call it evolution. Perspective changes everything. Stand close enough to a problem, and it appears overwhelming. Step back far enough, and it begins to look like geometry. Patterns, angles, predictable outcomes. Every system believes it understands itself, until it encounters something it cannot predict. Something that refuses to behave according to expectation. That is when things become interesting. Because systems rely on certainty. They depend on repetition. They trust their own calculations. But there are always variables. There are always anomalies. There are always moments when the equation produces something unexpected. And when that happens, the system hesitates, just for a moment. But a moment is all it takes. History rarely celebrates patience. It celebrates noise, conflict, victory speeches. But the most important shifts happen quietly. A single realization, a single choice. A single moment when someone decides they are finished accepting the rules that were written for them. At that point, the board changes. Some people run from that realization. They return to comfort. They return to routine. They return to the safety of predictable outcomes. Others step forward, not because they are fearless, but because they understand something simple. Fear is temporary. Regret is permanent. And once someone crosses that threshold, there is no returning to ignorance. The world begins to look different, sharper, more honest, less forgiving, but also more real. Because reality has never needed permission. It simply waits. And eventually, everyone meets it. The question has never been if, only when. And when that moment arrives, some people hesitate. Some people retreat. Others move forward.